YouTube is full of videos about good knives. It's full of videos about bad knives. It's high time that someone makes a video about weird knives. This is 3 Weird Knives, and I'm your host, JJJinks!
Let's get weird.
Yes, I am still making these. You know, when I first started making the 3 Weird Knife series, I intended it to be a weekly series, which I was able to manage that for quite a long time, because I had a pile of weird knives. So, in case anyone's interested, the story goes, I was trying to come up with an idea for a video, and I was shopping online for a specific style of knife. My mind wandered. I ended up ordering just a bunch of weird shit, because that's what I like. And then after they started to arrive, I was like, oh, crap. I totally can't do my original idea, because I didn't really buy anything that was for that idea. And then, because I swore off Bud K, I got a whole bunch of weird knives from different places online. My intention was to have my friends unbox them. I knew what was in the boxes, but they didn't, so it would still be fun. That ended up not really happening. So now I had all these weird knives. And then I was watching a video by Markiplier. He does a series, 3 Scary Video Games. And my brain just kind of put it together. I have a whole bunch of weird knives. I like them. I want to talk about them. 3 weird knives. Boom. Made the first episode. It's been my favorite thing in the world. Anyway, let's start out with this knife. What are we looking at? It is a huge stiletto-style knife made by Kissing Crane. You can see their little teeny tiny logo and the emblem right there. The blade on this thing is absolutely enormous. I mean, look at that. It's bloody huge. We got brass hardware, which has a nice patina. We got the Kissing Crane logo down here on the pommel. And you know it's a stiletto knife because it says so right there. Stiletto. And this was back when Kissing Crane's knives were made in Germany. The scale material is these giant thick slabs of animal horn. And the locking mechanism is one of those peg in a hole style things where you push down on this kind of lever back here, it lifts up, and you can release the blade. What's weird about this knife, you ask? Well, to appease your inquisitive mind, the way that I got this knife was I was at an outdoor flea market some months ago in the summer, and this old man had a little booth, and in that booth was a glass display case with a bunch of knives in it. This was one of them. It was labeled the O.J. Simpson knife. So that piqued my interest. I asked the old man, hey, why does this say an O.J. Simpson knife on it? And he explained that this knife was actually purchased from the same store that O.J. Simpson bought his Kissing Crane stiletto knife from, that he went on to commit some crimes with, allegedly. And that store had about 10 of these. So 10 of these were sold. One of them got bought by O.J. Simpson and is now in an evidence locker somewhere. And now I own one of the O.J. Simpson knives. Is this all true? Well, one thing is true is that, yeah, there's actually a knife exactly this model that was involved in the O.J. Simpson case for the murder of Nicole Brown Smith? Was that her name? There actually was this exact model of knife submitted as evidence in the case for the murder of Nicole Smith. Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about? I think you're trying to put Anna Nicole Smith together with Nicole Brown Simpson. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Simpson.
Well, it's true. A knife exactly like this was submitted to that case for that bitch that got murdered.
A bitch that got murdered. That is not nice. Don't keep that. Are you serious? She almost was decapitated.
Nicole Smith?
Yeah. Fuck you! She was a victim. No victim shaming, mister.
So, was this knife sold from the same store over in California and made its way to an old man's booth in New Jersey some 20-something years later? Yes, I'm going to say it is true because I choose to believe it. And I paid $60 for it, so yeah. KC, Kissing Crane, Model 49, Rostfrei. So maybe not a weird knife, definitely a cool knife with a neat story. Here's a knife, sort of. That's a ring. I saw this on Wish.com and I kind of had to get it. What we have is what looks like a feather that wraps around, and it comes to this cross, kind of Gaelic, Celtic looking thing. So it's a decorative item, but it's a weapon in disguise. So you can flip this up, and it reveres. And you can flip up this piece to reveal two really nasty looking fang-like protrusions. And there's a magnet which holds it down into place, kind of like a detent. Now, practically speaking, if you were to try to strike somebody with this hidden weapon, it would probably just break off like I just kind of did. Oops. It's also very dull. That's just kind of stamped out of the metal, and they left it at that. And now it's broken. I wasn't satisfied with this thing, so I went and got something a little bit more up my alley. Dreamer, you're such a little dreamer. Lots of Chinese writing, and it is a ring. Oh, look, there's like a yin-yang thing. I wonder what that says. Anyway, this ring is also one of those hidden weapon types of deals. The function is much more satisfying in my opinion. What we have is a rectangular shaped facet with some scroll work going around the perimeter and this crab on a slab of metal. You might notice that coiled spring. We'll get back to that. On the side is a button that says push. And when you push, your weapon deploys. And what you get is just a little single ground slab of metal. Not sure how effective this would be as a weapon or even for opening a box, but it's a lot of fun. So it was worth it. And it's got a crab.
What the hell is that? How'd you open it?
There's a button on the side.
Damn near impossible.
Oh, I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
This third knife comes to us from Outtake. I like the art on this box. It kind of reminds me of the Mac Pro chassis. You know the one. Anyway, you might have noticed in the opening of my 3 Weird Knife videos, it features a crazy looking shark knife that you like strap onto your wrist or whatever. Turns out that was designed by a pretty big name designer. I think it was like Gil Hibben or something like that. It sold for thousands of dollars. It was a one-off piece, but I've always kind of wanted one. You can get a more affordable version.
Mother.
What happened?
I figured out how to open it. It hit my finger.
Well, here's the slightly more affordable version. Emerging from its nylon sheath, the shark knife. You got a couple of color options on this one. You can get all black, you can get all satin. I went for the mall ninja look. Yeah, it's a shark. It's even got the gills here, a skeletonized fin, an evil eye, the jaw with its lots and lots of menacing teeth. And it even has a lanyard, and I kind of like the way that it's coiled around the spine of the shark here. That's kind of neat. The hand feel is incredibly uncomfortable. There is just no good way to hold this comfortably. I can't figure out if my hand is too big or too small. I just can't wrap my hand around it. This knife's not really made for using, it's made for looks. Oh, free candy too. It's 3CR13 steel, USA design, or USA as Nick likes to say. Crafted in China. Doesn't say handcrafted, just crafted. Insert shark joke here.